As a farmer, taking care of your crops' health and environment is your responsibility. You may need to buy pesticides to control pests that threaten your crops. For maximum yield and returns on your agricultural investment, it is always important to effectively manage pests, which often means making proper use of pesticides at the required time.
Crops are usually devastated by either insects or diseases. And if there is no control of these so-called strangers on the crop, then what happens is that the grower loses a lot of the crop through either the insect or the disease. So pesticides help to do that, to reduce the impact of the insect or the disease on the crop.
Pesticides are effective tools of controlling pests, but must be applied properly to be effective without harming other plants, insects, or humans. Always read the label and follow all label directions regarding the mixing and application of your products.
Farmers can use pesticides better by, first of all, using them as requested or as required on the label. The instruction is on the label. The next thing they need to do is to use the quantity according to the instruction. That means you're measuring properly, accurately, and then you are using spray equipment that is going to deliver the output the way you want.
The label will tell you where you can use the product, how to mix it, the amount, and what pests the product will control, and what protective equipment and clothing you need to use and wear when applying and handling the pesticide. Remember to keep your spray nozzles as low to the ground as possible while ensuring proper product coverage. If the nozzles are too high, the pesticide may be blown away by the wind from the application area and could possibly damage nearby items, and because your product isn't reaching the problem area, you may not get optimal efficiency and performance out of your pesticide.
The nozzles and some other smaller details on the equipment, if they are not well used or well maintained, then what you are getting out of it is either a higher output, which you don't need, or a lower output, which is also counterproductive, because it will not control the pest or the disease the way you expect.
Maintain the correct spray pressure. Low pressure makes bigger spray droplets which drop to your target faster, while high pressure spraying creates smaller droplets which can be carried away from the target spray location more easily. Always wear PPE kits when applying pesticides. The gloves should be elbow length and must be chemical resistant. Ensure that you cover your entire body properly. Clothing that cover your body entirely, like long pants, socks, shoes, boots, and long sleeve shirts and jackets, are acceptable. Ensure you wear chemical resistant boots which cover the ankles and have thick soles. Gloves should be worn over the shirt sleeve. To avoid contact of the pesticide with your eyes, use safety goggles or face shields. Mix only the correct amount of pesticide required for a particular task to avoid the need of disposing of any surplus. Planning is essential before beginning a pesticide application. Using more than the recommended dose does not result in better control, may damage the crop and increase residues. Use the appropriate equipment for proper coverage of the pesticide being applied. Failure to choose the correct equipment may perhaps lead to more failure in the control of pests.
We have different methods of pesticide application depending on, number one, the nature of, that is the state of the pesticide, and also depending on where the pesticide is supposed to be applied. For example, we have spraying. This is whereby you're using water plus the pesticide to get a solution. There is fumigation, whereby you're using a fumigant, that is a gaseous product. Then there is dusting. You can also do dusting, for example, for post-harvest products.
Sprayers are perhaps the most used equipment by small and large-scale farmers. Ensure that your spray equipment is well maintained and cleaned thoroughly to avoid the dangers of contaminating the crop with residues. It is vital to calibrate the application equipment before use and after changing the nozzles. For food safety purposes, pre-harvest intervals following pesticide application must be followed. This is the minimum amount of time between the last application of pesticide and when the crop can be harvested. A pre-harvest interval provides growers with the information required to help ensure that residues in the treated produce will not exceed the maximum residue limit. If you notice any negative impact of the product that has been used, ensure that you report to a Pesticide Control Products Board office, agro dealer, Ministry of Agriculture, or a company representative. Improper application of pesticides can damage other crops and cause harm to human health. It is your responsibility to use proper application techniques to keep your crops and environment safe.
This should be really something that will change the game completely, because growers are struggling to put the product on the market, to put the final product on the market. But then they need to be helped to do that. All of us agree that, the food is needed, but how is it going to arrive when it is safe, when it is in good quality, and when it is also meeting other requirements which we basically cannot see but are important.
Farmers should attend available trainings on good agricultural practices and pesticide use within their counties. Remember, proper usage of pesticides leads to a healthy and wealthy nation. Food safety is everyone's responsibility, starting with the farmer. Dawa bora, mazao bora.